Hi, my name is Matt Verlinick. I'm the CTO for Keller ISD School District. So Keller ISD we have roughly 35,000 students, about 6,000 staff members, so we support 42,000 end users. I just started at Keller in July of 22, and roughly end of August is when I realized that there was no plan in place, there was no budget set aside to replace the one-to-one devices that they were currently using, that they had to purchase because of COVID. So the timing of me coming in was almost like a save the day type of moment, because they didn't really have a plan.
So with Matt realizing that tens of thousands of devices were coming end of life, we were kind of in a situation where we had to quickly evaluate the needs and for the district and what might make sense. It's not just a lease rate, it's not just the annual payment that they're focused on. They're really focusing on what the entire project scope looks like. What does the pre-phase look like? What does the lease rollout look like? How is this equipment going to be managed during the lease, and what happens at the end of the lease? And something that we really take pride on here at IFS is really harping and focusing in on the ends, the buttresses, if you will, of that lease.
And this lease in particular that I just did with Insight that we partnered with allows me to set that runway so that I can start building that replacement cycle. It puts us automatically into that replacement cycle with what we purchase now, but it's not the only refresh I have coming up. I have a refresh every year over probably the next 4 or 5 years. So that allows me the time to start putting those replacement cycles in place. So that's the biggest benefit for me and my team, is it really gives us that buffer, but it also shows our Board of Education that there's a runway and there's a plan in place, and you can show the public this is how we're spending our dollars and why we're leasing as opposed to buying outright. And it gives us a lot more flexibility.
And finally, at the end of this lease, what does that look like? What happens? Us with IFS, we own and operate a technology center in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where it's ISO 9001 certified. So all equipment that comes back at the end of lease is going to be audited. It'll be data wiped, it'll be sanitized, it'll be audited again. And if anything of any value left, we remarket on the wholesale purpose. So it really takes a lot of the workload off of a district.
Make sure you're looking at other people, and Insight will set themselves apart. The partnership and the relationships are there right off the bat, and it was probably one of the easier business transactions I've done in my 10 years of doing that. So, but you have to see what else is out there for that to stick out. If you're just kind of, well, this person's in my backyard, you're not going to know what else is out there. So I think that's the most important thing, is look at all your options, and Insight will separate themselves.